At 320 kilometers per h, Suzuka's 130R becomes a corner of no return.
Akira never backs out. He'll try to pass. I'll close the door.
Sota jerks the wheel right, shutting the gap. Metal meets metal at blinding speed. The violet car barrels into the barrier, disintegrating in a fireball of carbon fiber. In a sterile hospital room, Akira opens his eyes to a life he does not recognize. The MRI shows a complete spinal cord injury. He will never walk again.
My legs. I can't feel them, but my heart is still racing.
The FIA rules it a racing incident. No fault, no penalty, no justice.
I will stand again. I will drive again. I will finish that corner.
4 years locked in a wheelchair, but the engine inside him had just started. The world moves on without him. Headlines fade into statistics.
Suta lifts the championship trophy while I sit here, but this isn't over.
He searches for a miracle. A journal from Germany mentions experimental nerve regeneration.
If there's even a 1% chance, I'll take it. I have to walk again.
Under false names, he books a flight. The racing world knows nothing of this departure. German doctors review his scans. A grim nod. They will try.
These electrodes. They'll send currents through my spine. It might be agony.
He signs the consent form. No guarantees. No visitors. Total isolation.
Nobody knows I am here. Not my family. Not the media. This is my secret war.
For 4 years, a silent battle wages inside a German lab. No cameras. No crowd. The therapy is torture. Electric pulses tear through dormant nerves.
Every jolt screams through my body. But if I stop, the corner wins.
Months blur into a rhythm of pain. Then, his toes twitch, a signal from the void.
I felt that. After 2 years, I felt my leg. It's reconnecting.
He braces on parallel bars, drags himself upright. His legs tremble, but they hold.
I am standing. The bars are my only support. The next step will be everything.
He releases the bars. 1 step, 2 steps. His body remembers forward motion.
3 steps is a victory. I need 1,000 more. But I've started.
A letter arrives. No return address. A bank statement. All treatment costs, paid in full.
Who did this? No name. Just those words. They've given me more than money, a reason.
The anonymous payer becomes his ghost partner. Akira trains like a man possessed.
Each lap is a conversation with the corner that broke me. I am memorizing its reply.
Nights belong to the simulator. He replays Suzuka's 130R until the line becomes instinct.
Brake later. Turn in sharper. I can see the exit before I enter. The fear's gone.
A small German circuit offers a test day. Akira slides into a cockpit for the first time in 4 years.
The vibration through the wheel feels like home. My legs work the pedals. I am driving again.
He secures a seat with a small underdog team. Violet and silver, no sponsors, just belief. The day before departure, he folds his wheelchair and places it behind him in the garage.
I no longer need it, but I'll keep it close. A reminder of what I overcame.
Suzuka awaits. The first practice session is tomorrow. He'll walk into the paddock on his own 2 feet. The paddock freezes. Akira walks past the cameras. No wheelchair, no crutches. The whispers become thunder.
Look who decided to show up. Still playing the martyr after all these years.
Akira's expression doesn't change. His calm is a blade. It cuts through the noise without a word.
I didn't come to trade words, Sota. I came to finish what the corner started.
Qualifying begins. Akira throws the violet car into every apex, chasing hundreds like a man possessed.
The car feels alive. 10 years younger. As if it remembers my hands from before the crash.
The timing screen flashes. Akira, P4. The garage erupts. Mechanics pound the pit wall.
P4. Close enough. On Sunday, I start behind him. Then, I'll pass him at the place he broke me.
In the paddock, Tetsuya watches the monitor. His hands tremble over his mouth, tears escaping. No one notices the quiet weeping of a man who paid for everything from the shadows, hoping for redemption. Race morning. Akira sits in the cockpit, eyes closed, replaying the crash and every step he took back.
The crowd doesn't know the 4 years woven into these gloves, but I know.
The lights go out and 20 engines scream into life. Akira's start is surgical. By the first corner, he's P6, threading through the chaos like a needle through scar tissue. Lap after lap, he hunts. Each car ahead falls away, leaving only the champions, red and white.
That violet livery. He wasn't supposed to come back this fast.
Akira's car fills Sota's mirrors, growing with every braking zone.
I can see his lines now. The hesitation through the S's. He knows I am here.
They charge toward the section where it all ended. 130R, looming like a memory made of asphalt. This is the moment he's replayed 10,000 times. The corner waits. And this time, he will answer. Akira tucks behind Sota, reading every twitch of the red car. He's mapping nerves, not just lines.
He leaves a gap there, every lap. Just enough for a car that won't back out.
As they hurtle toward 130R, the past flickers. A violet car disintegrating, metal screaming.
I spent 4 years inside that wreckage, but now I am in the cockpit, not the wheelchair.
He's pulling closer. He wouldn't dare try the inside here again, would he?
Akira swings out and dives to the inside, exactly where Sota closed the door 4 years ago.
This time, I am not the victim. I am the one who finishes the corner.
Wheels interlace. Carbon fiber trembles. The crowd rises as one, breath caught in a single gasp. For a split second, time folds. The same corner, the same cars, a different soul behind the violet visor. The apex is here, and this time, only one of them will emerge in front. Akira's violet car scrapes past, a kiss of carbon fiber against the champion's side pod. He emerges from the apex in front. In the red cockpit, Sota's world tilts. The mirror shows only violet.
He actually did it. 4 years. And he took it at my corner.
The grandstand detonates. Strangers clutch each other, screaming a name they thought they'd never chant again.
I am leading, but not yet. Not until the corner is truly answered.
Akira's car carves through the next section, serene, as if the race had just begun. His engineer's voice cuts through the static. Akira, we trace the anonymous donor.
Donor? Now? Who? Who could it be?
The radio crackles, but the name never comes, swallowed by the roar of the crowd and the thrum of the engine. The lead is real, but the victory, the reason he is alive to claim it, remains a shadow. The message repeats, donor identified. Tetsuya, Sota's father.
Tetsuya. The man whose son broke my spine paid for me to walk again.
On the giant screen, Tetsuya's face is drenched in tears, his hands clasped as if in prayer. 4 years ago, after the crash, Tetsuya sat alone in his study, unable to look at his championship son.
I cannot undo my son's crime, but I can give Akira a second chance.
Month after month, he transferred funds, hiding behind shell companies and sealed letters. Now, watching the race he financed, his secret weighs like a stone finally cracking.
He didn't betray me. He saved me. The father of my enemy became my quiet ally.
The race had been about revenge, but revenge against a ghost that never existed. The real villain didn't matter now.
Then, what do I race for? Not hatred. Not glory, perhaps, for the corner itself, and for him.
Akira's mindscape shifts. The road of revenge dissolves into cherry blossom petals.
Tetsuya didn't buy my victory. He bought me the chance to choose what victory means.
Before the crash, before the hatred, there was just 2 boys chasing speed, and a father who believed in that boy, even when his own son forgot.
If I win by crushing Sota, I become him. If I honor the father, I honor the sport.
He lifts his hand from the wheel, as if releasing the weight of 4 years.
The rookie, Rio, races for pure joy. He deserves to cross the line first. Team, prepare to let Rio pass. I am giving him the lead.
Silence on the radio, then quiet understanding.
I came back to finish the corner, not the rivalry.
With 2 laps remaining, Akira eases off the throttle on the main straight. The violet car slows like a tide receding.
Here he comes. I can see the white helmet in my mirror. Rio, hungry and talented.
The red and white number 22 car sweeps past, Ryo's head turning in disbelief as he takes the lead.
He's slowing. He's giving me the win. Why would he do that?
That idiot. He's handing victory away. What is he thinking?
Akira slots into second, his rhythm unbroken. The chaos behind him doesn't touch his calm.
I've done what I came for. The corner is finished. Now let the sport breathe.
The grandstand noise shifts, a murmur of confusion that slowly transforms into a knowing hush.
Rio's hands shake on the wheel. He glances in his mirrors, still expecting the violet car to fight back.
He'll learn, he'll win, and tonight, a father will finally meet his son's eyes.
Akira drives the final laps with a calm he never knew. Every apex is a prayer answered. The checkered flag waves. Ryo crosses the line first, young arms pumping the air. Akira follows, a heartbeat behind.
I can hear the crowd singing his name, a sound sweeter than any trophy I ever imagined.
The grandstand roars for the rookie, but countless eyes remain fixed on the violet car slowing in turn 2. On the cool-down lap, Akira peels off the racing line and glides toward 130R.
I told myself I would finish this corner, not on a podium, but on my feet.
The violet car stops at the exit. Engine cuts. Cherry blossoms fall onto the windscreen like gentle applause.
I left this corner in a stretcher. I return in a race car. The circle closes.
He releases the harness, pushes the wheel aside. The door opens and his feet touch the tarmac. He stands, eyes fixed on the apex. The world holds its breath. Akira takes his first step onto the gravel. The crunch beneath his racing boots is the sound of return.
4 years ago, I left this place on a stretcher. Now I walk on my own legs.
Each footstep releases a year of pain. He doesn't hurry. The apex has waited long enough. At the exact patch of asphalt where his violet car shattered, Akira stops. Cherry blossoms begin to fall. He closes his eyes and bows. Not a token nod. A full, deep bow that bends his spine as if offering it back to the corner. The grandstand falls silent. 100,000 breaths catch. Even the wind stills. In that stillness, the corner transforms. No longer a scar, it becomes a shrine. Akira holds the bow for an eternity. The corner that nearly killed him is now his sanctuary.
I came back to finish this, not for the podium, but to thank the corner for letting me live.
Then, beyond the gravel trap, another engine falls silent. A red and white car stops. The champion has arrived. Suta sits frozen, visor up, staring at the bowing figure. Every lie he told himself evaporates.
He's not just alive. He's thanking the corner. Thanking what I did to him.
Sauta's hand trembles on the harness release. He pulls it and pushes the door open. He steps out onto the tarmac, removing his helmet. The champion's face is bare. He walks to the edge of the gravel trap. The halo of his car blinks behind him. Suta lowers his head. The bow is slow, deliberate, as if learning the motion for the first time. Akira raises his eyes. Across the gravel, their gazes meet. No hatred, only recognition.
I can't undo it, but I can bow to the man who rebuilt what I destroyed.
Sota holds the bow for a long moment. When he rises, his eyes glisten. No words are exchanged. There is nothing left to say. The corner has finished them both in the paddock. Tetsuya watches the giant screen, His son's bow cuts through 4 years of silence.
Suta, you bowed. You finally understood. My son came back to me.
Tetsuya's shoulders shake. He lets out a sob he's held since the day of the crash. Outside the garage, Sota walks slowly, still in his race suit. Helmet dangling from his fingertips, he notices a figure in a navy suit standing in his path. His father.
Father, I didn't know you were here. Your eyes aren't judging me. They're proud.
I never stopped loving you, even when I couldn't look at you. Welcome home, my son.
Sota takes a step forward, and Tetsuya opens his arms. No words, no crowd, just 2 men and a debt paid. Tetsuya's secret was never about money. It was about a father's desperate hope to undo a son's worst act. In that embrace, 4 years of guilt and silence dissolve. The family heals at last. Akira straightens from his bow. He lets the moment settle, then turns away from the apex. He walks slowly past his violet car. The cheers are distant now, a murmur behind him. At the edge of the gravel, he stops before a folded wheelchair. It was his anchor, his reminder.
This carried me through the worst years. Now, I leave it behind.
He releases the handle and walks on. The wheelchair remains, a silent monument at the corner's edge, wide shot. Suzuka 130R at sunset, the track empty, cherry blossoms falling, the wheelchair a small silhouette. Akira's face is serene as he walks toward the pits. No crowd, no cameras, only the sound of his footsteps. He enters the pit lane. His small team waits, not with champagne, but with quiet respect.
No trophy needed. I finish the corner. The rest is just tires on asphalt.
He disappears into the garage. The door closes softly behind him, leaving the day to the cherry blossoms. Outside, the sun dips lower. The roar of the crowd is now a distant ocean. At 130R, a folded wheelchair catches the last light. It stands where he once crashed. Cherry blossoms swirl around it, as if the corner itself is bowing back, and the words he carried for 4 years settle over the track. I came back to finish the corner, not the rivalry. The rivalry died at the apex. What remains is a man who walks. Suzuka. 130R will host another race next year. But today, it held a resurrection, a single wheelchair, 100,000 witnesses, one finished corner, and a driver who proved that the strongest part of the human body is not the spine, but the will. The cherry blossoms fall. The story is written. He came back, and he finished the corner. The grandstand's empty. Only the cherry blossoms remain. Drifting across the asphalt, a single petal clings to the apex curb, exactly where his tire once kissed the limit. Tire marks streak past like scars on the pavement, reminders of a battle 4 years old. The wheelchair stands sentinel, its chrome glinting in the last light. Petals gather around its wheels, as if nature itself pays homage. The corner sits in silence, no longer a demon, just a curve of asphalt under a forgiving sky. A gentle wind carries the blossoms upward, swirling in slow motion. Far away, the sound of a lone engine fades. Perhaps a truck, perhaps memory. The wheelchair is now a monument, not a burden, and the corner that almost killed a man has become the place he was reborn. In the quiet garage, Akira trades his race suit for a simple jacket. The violet colors fold away. He steps out into the nearly empty paddock. The fanfare is gone. Only the last sunlight remains. A few scatter past. Engineers, officials, none stop him. He is just another face now. A man in a navy suit stands by the garage entrance. Tetsuya. He is alone.
This boy I saved. He walked back to me. Thank you, Akira.
Akira meets his eyes. A single nod. A silent understanding. 4 years of secret debt, repaid.
He gave me my legs back. I gave him his son. We are even.
Akira continues toward the main gate. The iconic Suzuka wheel no longer intimidates. It salutes. Outside the circuit, he pauses and looks back once. Not at the grandstands, but at the apex, far away. Then he walks on, into the fading light. A man who has finished his corner. The next morning, Suzuka 130R lies silent. The track is damp with dew. A groundskeeper walks along the gravel trap, picking up debris. His routine holds no expectation. Then he stops. A folded wheelchair sits at the apex, covered in dew and petals. He glances around, as if expecting its owner. But the grandstands are empty. Gently, he unfolds a rag and wipes the damp metal. No words, only reverence. He wheels it to the nearby fence, positioning it with care, facing the corner. He steps back and bows once, a short, instinctive gesture. Cherry blossoms drift down around it, as if approving its new home. Life continues. But a quiet memorial now sits at the corner that almost ended a life, and every spring, the cherry blossoms return to mark the place where a driver finished his corner. Time passes. The roar of engines becomes a distant echo in Akira's memory. He lives now in a small house by the sea, far from the circuits and the podiums. On a wooden table, a single photograph rests. Him bowing at 130R. Beneath it, in his own handwriting, the words, "I finished the corner."
I don't miss the speed. I found something faster. Peace.
He steps outside, barefoot, feeling the grass beneath him, a sensation he never takes for granted. He looks out at the horizon, where the sky meets the water in a seamless line. His face, once marked by a scar and endless determination, now holds a gentle smile. The race is over. The corner is finished, and the man is whole. In the quiet of the countryside, Akira lives not as a driver, but as a man who walked again from a crash at 320 kilometers per hour. A young driver was given a verdict of never walking again. Years in a wheelchair. An anonymous letter. A secret war fought alone. Then, a single step. And another. And another. The overtake at the very corner that broke him. Side by side with the champion. A bow at the apex. A rival's tears. A father's hope finally fulfilled. The wheelchair left behind. Now, a monument. And the man who walked away, smiling, into a life no longer defined by a corner. The cherry blossoms continue to fall, year after year. I came back to finish the corner, not the rivalry. Dedicated to those who finished the corner.